Hey everybody, and welcome to a gossipy wild ride with Steve-O. The boys and I weigh in on all the juiciest scandals going on, and man, is it just a lot of fun. I don't even feel bad about it, but maybe I should. And we're here in London, England, where maybe you saw me jump off the Tower of London Bridge because, woof, did that get some coverage. And I got the whole crew out here, extended family. I mean, it's a big deal going on. And we just finished recording this episode. So, man, enjoy it and wish me luck. Yeah, dude, let's get to it. Ladies and gentlemen, me and the boys, the gorgeous Paul Brisske, Scott Randolph, and the prison pocket expert, Skinny Vinny.
Cheers.
All right. We are in London, England. Just a few days removed from getting a whole lot of press for jumping off the Tower of London Bridge.
Man, what a day that was.
It was an epic day. Technically, it's not called the Tower of London Bridge. It's called Tower Bridge. But
so the London Bridge is something completely different.
Yeah, what's the London Bridge is falling down? I thought that's what you jumped off of.
I don't know.
It was maybe it fell down. Actually, it's probably
when
not
they made
still
the
there.
song. It was called that in the 1800s.
Or maybe the one they're talking about fell.
London
so
Bridge.
It's it's no longer standing.
And this is exciting because it's the first time we have had, like Joe Rogan, a internet component where we can actually dig up stuff. And this podcast will be released roughly 24 hours after it was recorded. So let's talk current events. I want to say that Jonah Hill didn't do shit wrong.
I have not even seen the text.
Yeah, I mean, it seems like the consensus is that, what did he do wrong?
I read his texts. They weren't bad. He was like, look, he said, if you want to, hang out with dudes or put, post pictures in your bikini or, have, relationships with unhealthy chicks, then I'm not the partner for you. Easy.
Yeah, but then what's up with the whole, you can't post pictures in your bikini thong?
No, I think she can post pictures in her bikini, but, not straight up, thong shots. Or if her on the beach in a thong, but if she's surfing and that's what she does for work, I think that was the idea.
I mean, it sounds like Jonah Hill is insecure. I think it's weird to say you can't hang out with dudes or don't post that on your Instagram.
That's pretty normal. That's pretty normal.
I always thought that was weird. I still think it's weird, but it doesn't make him a piece of shit who should not.
Normal for a chick in a relationship to go hang out with dudes?
No, it sounds like it's normal for guys to say don't hang out with dudes. I've always found that really weird, and I don't get that.
Fuck.
Yeah, but
it's more normal for chicks to tell their dudes not to hang out with chicks. And I'm very sensitive to that because with my checkered past and sexual addiction, I don't need to be...
You don't even put yourself in any situation where that might happen.
Yeah, if I'm ever going to be alone with a girl... I let Lux know, hey, I'm going to be alone with a girl.
Yeah, but I've noticed when that, you'll FaceTime Lux while you're in the room.
Right.
Yeah, I think that's appropriate.
Yeah, you see, Paul isn't like that. Paul doesn't have a
But Paul's a hippie.
Paul's had sex with 3 people in his life.
Really? Would you be upset if your chick she's like, oh, I'm just going to grab lunch with my friend John?
I mean, it all depends the kind of their history.
And John's a hot dude.
He's a hot straight dude.
Yeah,
I would feel a little uncomfortable.
Okay,
but that just has to do with my insecurities.
But is that because you think she'll fuck him?
No, not.
So
no,
what's the problem?
I don't think that.
Vinny, how about when you know she's gonna fuck him and on camera, and the millions of people are gonna watch it on Brazzers?
That, for the record, I wouldn't feel that comfortable with.
I've gone through this in my head over and over and over again.
I mean, you've gone through it in real life.
Are we talking about Adam 22 or Vinny?
Vinny 22.
Okay. Dude, I just threw you.
No,
under the bus
it's great, and it's not like an Adam 22 situation because this happened before we even knew each other.
Well, let's catch people. What exactly are we talking about?
Talking about your girlfriend.
My girl, Otto.
Oh, you're talking about this?
Did a scene.
She did a scene with Brazzers.
Yeah.
And it started out with OnlyFans. Your girl was on OnlyFans.
No, it started with Brazzers.
Wow.
Out the gate? Like, how does that even happen? You just
It's
hit
a
up
very,
Brazzers?
from what I've been like.
And it's come out.
No, it hasn't come out yet. It hasn't come
And
out
it's
yet.
her banging Adam 22?
No. She did a scene with Kieran Lee, a very popular male porn star. And this was like late last year
Pull him
before
up.
we've known each other.
Yeah.
Pull him up.
Okay.
Porn videos.
Yeah. Yeah,
Oh,
that's
wow.
him. He's got a wife, a couple kids. And I didn't know this about her. And when we were in Australia, when we were like seriously talking for a while, she's like, okay, I have to tell you something. It's like really eating me. I didn't think I was going to like you this much. And I just want you to, I want to be the one to tell you before you find out. And she told me. And at first I was very shocked, and I think I talked to you about it. I talked to Isaac about it.
Well, he walked into the bus pale white.
yeah.
You good, dude?
Yeah. And but since then, I've come to terms with it, and I'm totally okay with it.
Has she expressed any desire to do more porn?
Mainstream stuff, no.
Mainstream stuff?
Like-
no. What's mainstream stuff?
Like Brazzers.
Oh, that's
or-
mainstream?
for sure.
No.
It's not going to be on like NBC or something.
So she is interested in doing really seedy underground stuff?
I wouldn't call it seedy,
Right.
but I mean, underground stuff.
Like with you or with
Yeah, with
other
me.
people too?
yeah, with me,
wow.
and only with me.
Only with you.
Only with
yeah,
you.
Yeah. I've asked her if like, do you ever think you're gonna go and do another scene? Because she made a lot of money doing it, and she's like, no, I don't want to. I promise. Like I would tell you, I would totally be honest, and so I believe her.
Would you be upset if she wanted to bring another girl into the mix?
I don't know, dude. I've never really had that situation happen before. I don't know how I'd feel.
I can say that I don't think there's any such thing as a healthy relationship where you're doing threesomes.
I agree with you. Yeah, and I don't know, and I think I just have a lot of insecurities, and I'm a jealous person in general.
Somebody
You
always
jealous of
gets
the other girl?
I think I would be.
Oh.
Yeah. I don't know. It's never happened before.
I'm sure some people are doing it and being okay with it, but yeah, it's like so risky. It's not worth it. Like if you're in a healthy relationship,
Would you have a threesome with your fiance?
I'd be so scared. Like I would very heavily lean towards no, just because like it's bound to cause an issue.
Somebody always gets the short end of the stick. It's impossible for that not to be the case. And so even if the couple is, gets away with it, you're still doing harm to somebody.
They'll get the short
sure.
end of your stick.
Yeah. That's not good. So let's talk about Adam 22. He's all in the news with do you think that was a net L for Adam 22, or do you buy what he says, that it was great for his wife's career as well as his career? I mean, certainly got a lot of...
I mean, I believe it's definitely great for their careers. I mean, to each their own, if he's cool with it.
Is there a such thing as bad press?
Yes.
Is that bad press?
It's not a cancelable offense.
No.
No. But even if it's negative towards Adam or whatever, letting his Lena fuck another dude, is it bad for business or is it good for business?
No, it's definitely good for business. Because I guarantee their Plug Talk podcast is just, and once she releases that video, if she hasn't already, it's gonna blow the fuck up.
Yeah, him explaining to Crip Mac what he did was hilarious.
Yeah.
You guys keep bringing up Crib Mac. Who's that?
55th.
Oh, dude,
Fifth.
Crip Mac is a guy. He's like a no jumper kind of like side character.
Yeah.
And he's this dude, and he hosts a show. He's like a legitimate Crip, right?
Okay.
And he's just really funny. He's just really a character, which is kind of what made
Him on a
pop
roller
off.
coaster was the best thing I've ever seen.
He's just super funny. Like
Now I've heard that the no jumper kind of people have been defecting and leaving no jumper and doing their own thing, and that it bodes poorly for the no jumper brand. I like Adam 22.
Yeah. What was the vibe when you did the No
Great, it
Jumper
was
podcast?
great.
Yeah.
It was great. We did a double upload.
Yep.
It was really interesting too, because I was like, you got your YouTube creator studio Creator Studio app dashboard, and it's just like shows you all of your numbers, your last 10 videos, how they rank. And I just screenshot it, like, screw it, what do I care? You know, I'll let him see all of our analytics. And right away, he sent me his. You can learn a lot from your analytics. And I'll tell you, if they look good, why aren't you making money off of it? That's what ShipStation's for, baby. Now, let me tell you that my Steve-O's hot sauce for your butthole, thanks to ShipStation, has done so spectacularly well that my notoriously successful CEO father is coming out of retirement to try to sell the brand. He thinks that we could pull a Rob Dyrdek move because we've been killing it with ShipStation. And if you can build an audience online, then it is time to monetize that, baby. And ShipStation is the way to do it. It's an easy-to-use interface that brings together all your different methods of selling, Etsy, eBay, Amazon, your own website, doesn't even matter. And it also brings into the interface all of the different ways of shipping. FedEx, UPS, United States Postal Service. And it gives you the best rates that are available, rates that are normally reserved for Fortune 500 companies. You can get that when you're shipping with ShipStation. And when you're using it, man, you get an order, the label prints out, you slap it on the box, stick the hot sauce in there, and off it goes. And you can get a 2-month, 60-day free trial with ShipStation if you go to ShipStation.com and use the promo code STEVO. One more time, it's ShipStation.com. Use the promo code STEVO for your risk-free 60-day free trial. It is time to make ship happen. Now, let's get back to it. And at the time, our podcasts were really pretty on par with each other.
Wow.
I think that like the low end and the high end of typical views for one of us started lower and went higher, but the range was very similar. And I thought, man, how cool, you know?
Yeah.
It also helped us, I think, to... you know, I think double uploads just generally help. If you've got like super fans, they want to hear both, and you drive traffic to each other. Mm-hmm. I had a great experience with them.
Nice. But yeah, with him and his chick doing porn now with other, because they've done porn for a long time, just the two of them.
No.
Or like other chicks would come in
the
too.
The Plug Talk podcast is a podcast where they would talk for 45 minutes with another
a porn
chick.
star. Yeah,
with
or a
another
chick.
chick.
And then after that, then they bone.
They would have a threesome.
Which that's got to be the most fast forwarded 45 minutes of all time in the history of pies. So
Yeah.
Now, here's another example about how somebody gets the short end of the stick. And it's probably not a nice thing to say, but I've seen their Instagram where they show all their guests on the Plug podcast, and there has not been one guest that was hotter than his wife.
Than Lena.
That's not
Lena's
true.
all 100% of the time. She's
Maybe one or two.
Did they have like Angela White on?
They did have Angela
They had
White.
the other
They
girl,
had-
Mia
they had
something.
Sky Bree on.
I mean, I've only seen hotter chicks.
No, dude.
Don't ask me how I know
Well,
they
is
have all
the
these
dude?
people.
Yeah, I don't know that many porn stars by name. Like, I don't think I can name 10.
I'm stoked that when we just saw the guy who hammered Vinny's girlfriend.
Jesus.
I didn't even
boy.
recognize. I don't recognize anybody in porn anymore. It's been so long since I swore off.
It's like
porn.
people talking about Molly, and you're like, I never even like.
Yeah.
I missed that whole boat.
Yeah, it was just. Yeah, it was not Molly. There's a lot of things that I missed, and thank God, fentanyl. I would.
Yeah, it's good to be out of the mix on some things.
You can bring up any guest that's been on Plug Talk, and I submit that not one of them will be hotter than Lena the Plug.
Well, okay, who's the guy that had sex with Lena? Is he hotter than Adam 22?
I mean, it's a different.
He types in Lena the Plug BBC.
Well, you just got to turn off Safe Search. Go over to the right.
What's
You got
Safe
that-
Search?
Yeah.
Safe Search is like if you search, it's not going to show you. Now Safe Search is off. Now it's not going to
You have
block all
Safe
those.
Search on?
Fuck no.
Whose computer is that? Definitely not Vinny's.
There we go. Okay.
That's the biggest dick I've ever seen in my life.
So he's not like necessarily a handsome guy, but he looks like he'd beat Adam
The
in a
guy's got a
fight.
hammer.
I mean, is that even enjoyable for women at that point? Like, did you watch the porn?
No, I don't think it's out yet. But
This is more porn than I've watched in years.
Yeah, we should change. Maybe we should turn Safe Search back on.
Yeah. And we should also be careful about
Can we
using the word porn and like.
Can we switch it up to the YNW Melly case? Are you guys following that?
You are so fascinated by it. Every time we see you, you're just like, you see what's going on with
he
this?
just sends me an
because I'm on YouTube Shorts and like that's all that pops
So
up.
if people don't know what's going on, give us a little rundown.
For starters, who is YNW Melly?
I honestly don't even know. I'm just so fascinated with this guy and the court case. And it started when he got so excited when he got a honey bun when he was in interrogation. I'm like, what the fuck? But I guess what happened was...
Okay, so there's interrogation footage of the cops bringing him a honey bun?
Yeah, they're like, would you like a honey bun? They go to get it and he's just in there dancing. He's stoked as fuck. And I'm like, who is this guy? And it turns out, I don't know much about him, but I'm curious to see...
YNW, what does YNW stand for?
I don't know. There's a bunch of them.
So it's like a crew, kind of like YSL.
Yeah, I guess from Florida, and after allegedly there was 4 guys in the car, and the 2 guys in the front got murdered. Sorry, that's him dancing with the honey bun.
Okay, well let me ask you this: what the hell is he doing talking to the cops in the interrogation room? How can he be a gangster if he didn't say, yo, I'm not saying anything, give me my lawyer, take me back to my cell?
I think he was maybe... I mean, they had to turn him... I don't have no idea.
You ever had a honey bun?
I mean, it's like,
No, I don't know much, but I guess there's the 2 guys in the front seat died, and then they drove the guys to the hospital or whatever. They said it was a drive-by that happened, but like the guys that turned him into the hospital, they had like a fresh pair of clothes on, but they had gunpowder on their hands. So there's him and some other guy are the suspects in this case.
So what about it is so fascinating to you?
You're saying that they shot the victims and then took them to the hospital?
So allegedly what the prosecutors are saying is like the bullets had to have come from inside the vehicle. And the 2 guys in the back are saying it came from a drive-by. And so they don't have a murder weapon. But I'm just so fascinated in this guy because when I look more into him, he says he has 6 personalities. And they had footage of him like after the murders in a parking lot dancing. And I'm just like... and then you hear a song everywhere on like YouTube Shorts.
Oh, is this one of the ones where they're using his lyrics against him? That makes sense to me if the lyrics include information that only the killer would know.
Yeah, or like it shouldn't be like your only evidence, but if you confess on a recording, that's evidence. And like just because you have it to a beat, it's still a confession.
But I thought lyrics don't hold up in the court of law.
I mean, I don't think they should be like your only evidence, but it's especially, like Steve's saying, if you know something that like only the killer would know.
All right, so I'm just fascinated that this is a case where the victims were shot and then taken to the hospital by the shooters.
They don't know if they are the shooters. That's the whole thing.
If
They're saying it's a drive-by.
would you really take somebody to the hospital right after you shot them?
That's like, ooh, man.
I don't know.
Did they check them in or just dump them?
My bad. Let me give you a ride, Doc.
Can you pull up a list of YNW Melly's crimes? Because they were like, do you think he did it? And then I was like, well, does he have a past? And then I start reading about his list of charges that he's had since he was a kid, and you're like, well, fuck, dude.
But if somebody drove by and shot the people in the front seat, the people in the back seat would have maybe been shooting back at that car, meaning there is gun residue in the car. That doesn't mean they shot the people in the front seat.
I guess
and
the way
who shoots the driver of the car that you're in?
I don't know.
It's like...
I don't know, and I'd be fascinated to see if he got out. I mean, I guess what he did, he shot at a cop or something, spent a year in jail, and then he got out and he shot at 3 kids from his high school, then went to jail. I mean,
his real name is Demons.
His last name is Demons.
Oh, his last name is Demons. Mm-hmm. That's kind of cool.
Yeah, so
super cool.
Yeah, why isn't that his rap name?
Now,
YNW Melly,
if he was to be found guilty,
death penalty.
But like, what if
he's like, I guess the first rapper that might get sentenced to the death penalty.
But what if they what's it called when you say you're crazy?
Plead insanity.
Plead insanity. Yeah, is that why he's saying that he has 6 personalities?
No, he said it before on like podcasts, and
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean,
Okay.
I kind of want him to get off, but I also like if he did it, then no way. But like,
Then why do you want him to get
I don't
off?
know because he like makes good music. I don't know.
I haven't even heard a song by him.
You've heard it for sure.
All right. I watched enough true crime stuff that I'm just still very disappointed in him talking to the cops. Honey bun or no honey bun.
I'm disappointed when anyone talks to the cops. Like, when you
Right.
watch these things, it's like, just shut up. Say, let me talk. Am I arrested? Then I want a lawyer. That's all you need to say. But everyone
Do you watch those constitutional auditors when they go up to the police?
Yeah,
Like, are
sometimes.
you drinking?
Sometimes,
The cop's
but-
like, what? He's like, excuse me, what's your name? What's your badge number?
Yeah, but those dudes are kind of like douchey and annoying.
For sure.
too. I'm more interested in like interrogation
Wait.
footage. Steve got me really into like JCS and these channels.
Yeah.
Where it's like breaking down interrogations and like,
Yeah.
you know, how they kind of get at somebody. But all they have to say is like,
Yeah.
I want a lawyer. And like, show's over.
Yeah.
It's-
There's nothing you can do in the interrogation room that's going to help you.
yeah.
Nothing.
Except for saying nothing.
Even if you're completely innocent.
Have you ever been in an interrogation room?
No.
Have you been in an
I've
interrogation
been
room?
interrogated by homicide detectives.
What?
But I don't know if it was interrogating, but I was very close to a murder, like a brutal double murder. And you heard that right, a double murder. And being close to something like that can be a lot for somebody to go through. And that is why I'm glad this episode is brought to you by BetterHelp. You see, when things are weighing on you, stressing you out, man, it messes with your mental health, and therapy is the key to breaking all that down piece by piece and improving your mental health. I do it, and I do it with BetterHelp. That's BetterHelp.com. And if you go to BetterHelp.com/Stevo, then you can get 10% off your first month. And I'm telling you, man, they've got a whole network of fully licensed professional therapists, and they've matched like 3 million people with therapists. And people are thriving because this is the way to better mental health. I particularly focus on my relationship with Lux, okay? They say you want to fix the roof before it rains, right? That's how I approach therapy. Fix the roof before it rains, make sure that we're in a good place, and protect this relationship that's so important to me. And whatever it is that you want to protect, you're going to do a much better job if you go to betterhelp.com/Stevo and enjoy 10% off your first month. I hope you do that, and I wish you well. Now let's get back to it. Yeah, it was in 1996 on the campus of the University of Miami. This is when I was sleeping in the athletic apartments with the University of Miami dive team.
You were there for like 2 weeks.
It was the athletic apartments, and so there was man, what was the name of the football player? Yeah, football player and his girlfriend were both just bludgeoned to death. Yeah, Marlon Barnes. Yep.
What
And
the
he was
fuck?
found dead at 7:30 a.m. And I was sleeping like in the down one level and one floor down and one apartment adjacent.
96?
So they had to interview me, and I was like, oh, I got home at like 2 a.m. I was hammered, and they were
You're
like,
like, I'm gonna drink this cup and I'm not gonna touch it.
yeah, it was, and he was a football player for UNM. So.
And what, you went into the station or they just...
No. They just it was at the scene of the murders.
Whoa.
Jeez.
What kind of questions did they ask you?
They were just like, where were you last night? And I was like, oh, I was super hammered. I got back here at like, 2 in the morning or like 3 in the morning or something. And they were like, all right, then you didn't do it. I don't know.
Dude, I have we even talked about who's in your lap?
Yeah, okay. I have a dog on my lap, and it appears to be a very docile, good dog. But it's not. It's not. Here in the UK, I, just wanted to foster a dog for the duration of the tour. We went to a couple shelters and it was no go. And then we found this shelter in Hull, England, that's Hull, where this lady just runs a shelter out of her house. She said that at the moment she had 92 animals in her house.
How big's her house?
I mean, most of the animals were like birds and what'd she say? Birds, like lizards, rabbits. I mean,
What did it smell like in there?
we didn't go inside. She just brought this dog outside, and this dog is not good with other dogs or cats or young children. Now, I haven't seen it have a problem with children, but apparently those are dice that you do not want to roll.
That's a pretty safe assumption.
Yeah, and
Her name is?
She's had many names. It's like on her passport where she was born in Spain, they wrote the name Brownie. The lady in Hull who had her in that house with 92 animals named her Skylar. She was on my on my lap while I got my pickled onion monster munch tattoo, and so then we started calling her Pickle. But she proved to be such an absolute terror, attacking every dog she possibly can, no matter its size. And she's just such a nightmare that we started calling her Tazzy, for Tasmanian Devil. She does bear a resemblance to Tasmania.
little resemblance, yeah, I see it.
Yeah, and it's just going to be sad because she's like pretty bonded with me at this point, and so then, and I can't bring her home because we've got dogs and cats, and yeah, she might be going back to the lady who runs the shelter out of her house. But we filmed that video. Maybe we can find a home for her.
Yeah.
Maybe anybody listening in England right now who doesn't have a dog or a cat or a kid.
Maybe announce it at the show.
She'll already be gone by the taping of the show. And the taping of the show, the Bucket List special, wow.
It's coming up. Pretty exciting.
Yeah.
A couple days away.
Not including all the people who I flew out to just be here. It's a $185,000 shoot in the theater, just shooting in the theater.
Is that typical? Like, do most specials cost somewhere around there?
I know that on the night of the shoot for the Gnarly special, it was like $125,000. And that you know what? It actually might include all the post-production. I think that's to get to the deliverables. So it's $185,000 for shooting it and all of the post-production, editing.
Now, does a percentage of that go to the venue as well, or is that just?
I'm sure it covers all expenses.
Yeah.
There's a little bit of a fee for like you pay a certain amount to a theater to rent the theater in order to do the show. And you definitely pay more to the theater to be able to film the show for a special. But dude, like, I'm so ready for this, man. And thanks to this guy right here, the gorgeous Paul Brisske. I mean, like, we've tirelessly studied it, workshopped it, come up with every little option. Like, oh, let's try this, let's try that. And man, I just am really excited about it.
Yeah, it's been so fun, like tweaking on shit, and then because you get like the next night you can just try the new way, and it's like,
Right.
oh, that didn't work. Okay, let's try something new or something. So it's like pretty immediate results you get to see.
Every piece of this project. I mean, dude, what did we spend on the opening sequence with the helicopter?
Maybe like 70 to 90.
No
Jesus.
way, dude. Way more than that.
Really?
I think so. I thought that was over $100,000 a day.
I need to double check, but I mean the helicopter was a lot.
Yeah. I mean, dude, everything was a lot.
That's the most though, right? Of all the bits, the helicopter for sure.
Yeah, the taping of the show is the most. Then the helicopter. Was skyjacking expensive?
No.
Vasectomy Olympics was certainly expensive.
Yeah, because that was all we had to fly everybody out there.
But I mean, whatever. It's just like, and dude, the production design. Do I say on this what the production design is?
If you want,
Yeah,
give a
why
little
not?
tease of it, sure.
Because this is coming
Okay.
out before. Maybe, yeah, do it, dude.
Okay, Lux is the production designer. I told her that I think the most masterful, badass comedy special that I've seen in a long time was Jew by Ari Shafir. And one of the most impressive things about it was that he performed in front of like hundreds, maybe 1,000 lit candles. I was just like, dude, it was so ambitious. It was so rad. Like, how do I do something like that with the production design? My first thought, because it's sort of a love story, and the bucket list items, like the show is a story about how me doing all the things on my bucket list like impacted my relationship mostly negatively. So I thought like roses, but roses would just look dumb. Yeah. And then Luck says, well, dude, it's a multimedia show, like bringing together, your video production and your live performance. So why not have like a mountain, like a wall of television sets?
Like old school TVs.
Old school TVs. I'm like, oh my God, that's so genius. So she came up with the idea. She found hundreds of old school TV sets from the 80s and 90s.
A lot of garage sales she's been going to.
This wall of TVs behind me is 7 feet tall and 24 feet wide with islands in the front for the cross shots. There's even more. Just the wall of TVs behind me weighs more than 1.5 metric tons. And every single one of the TVs comprising that wall totally works and will be displaying images and videos while like it's all going on.
It's pretty epic, dude.
It's unbelievably epic.
Yeah.
Like I can't even stand it. It's just like every little piece of this show, like we've gone to like ridiculous lengths to make it like just overly ambitious. Like, I mean, I dare say that this special is actually special. I'm so stoked for it.
Yeah, I mean, and the best part too is it's funny. It's funny, like with or without the TVs, with or without like all the kind of bells and whistles. Like it's so damn funny. So this is just icing on the cake.
I mean, dude.
And you have the same director, like same people are shooting it that did Ari's special. So that's cool too.
Right. I've been working on this bucket list show for more than 5 years. I mean, that's insane. Of course, like during the pandemic, not a lot was going on. So maybe call it 3.5, but I spent 8 months just putting the basic show together with the first vignettes. And then, I mean, dude, it's never stopped. Like the evolution, the work on it, kicking out bits, replacing them with new and better ones. Like
the videos get like changed every night almost, like with little tiny things.
Dude,
how do you feel that it's almost the end of the bucket list tour? Bittersweet?
I mean, there's just about nowhere to go left with it. I mean, granted, we didn't do Europe, and that kind of is a kick in the nuts. But it's time. It's time, and I feel so ready, man. So ready for this taping. Correction, I'll be ready once I have a nice smooth shave, which I get from Harry's. These are the best shaving products known to man. 5-blade razor, top of the line, and no gimmicks, no vibrating lights, nothing you don't need that people are paying way too much money for. It's everything that you do need at the most reasonable prices. Plus, Harry's is hooking up the listeners of the Wild Ride podcast with the craft handle set. This has the weighted ergonomic craft handle, the 5-blade razor, the travel cover to protect the razor, the foaming shave gel. This is a value of $17, but you guys, the listeners of the Wild Ride podcast, get all of that for just $10. It's an insane deal, and I swear to you, these are the only razors I shave with, and that's been the case for years now, way before they sponsored this podcast. I love Harry's. You will too. Jump on this deal by going to harrys.com/Stevo. Yeah, man. and enjoy a nice, clean shave and catch mine on the special when it comes out. Yeah, dude, let's get back to it. And then once that happens, we've got like what I call the victory lap. We've got the one last run down the East Coast in September, and then it's on to the next thing.
Yeah.
And how's that going to work? Like, are you going to go back to like clubs and like workout material? Like, because you're sort of a different animal than most comedians because you're like a multimedia thing, but you plan to do something like that?
I mean, the way that I did the bucket list was to first film the vignette and then go to the comedy club and just tell the story of that vignette. And so I put together piece by piece. When you go on stage at a comedy club in LA, you typically get like a 10-minute set, maybe 20, but like 10, 15 minutes.
Sure.
And that would be my time to just tell the story of one bit.
Nice.
And then, I would work that and I would work that like over and over.
Without showing the video.
Without showing the video.
Yeah.
Oh, no video. Oh, so you just tell the story and you just got to make it funny even without the payoff of seeing it.
Right.
Oh, that's
and
brilliant.
then, if I was at the Hollywood Improv, I would be able to show the video. But if I was at the Comedy Store or the Laugh Factory, I would not be able to show the video.
It's better that you can't because like you have to make it funny without it.
Yeah, it's totally better that you can't.
Wow, that's cool.
And so that's absolutely what I'll do with the next one. But it's just it's crazy. Like whatever happens after this, it's one of two things that I'm gonna go into. Of course, one being Gone Too Far, and the other one like this is kind of. I mean, who knows if it'll happen?
Yeah.
But whatever comes next, it is so high level that it's just exciting, and I'm not like sad about going into it. I'm nervous because the bucket list is so good.
Mm-hmm.
But that's good fear. That's like the fear you need. Like,
yeah. Okay, so what else are we going to talk about? The time here in London. I want to say this because Knoxville always makes fun of me for being the guy who will text his buddies his press. Dude, check out this rad article written about me. Knoxville would never do that. And so I really leaned into it because I got so much press.
Which article did you send him?
I sent him, from my publicist, I got like the press clips, and then there was an additional, hey, here's additional press clips from the Tower of London Bridge jump. And then there was a third email, yet more additional.
you sent all those to Knoxville?
This list got so ridiculously long. I copied and pasted the whole list. And I sent it to Knoxville saying, congratulations for your prank panel because the promo is just so great. We saw it on the UFC. I was like, it looked great on the UFC. Way to go on the prank panel. And also check out how much press I just got. And I don't mind sharing what he wrote back because it's so funny. He goes, oh, man, Steve. Oh, man, Steve-O, thank you so much for compiling this list of 49 links. You saved me so much work. It's so great. I just love it, man.
When the cops detained you after jumping off the bridge, what were they saying to you?
Okay, the reality is that, when they put me in the cop car, it was largely an exercise in protecting me from the crowd that was gathering.
Yeah.
They just wanted some privacy to talk to me about their sensitivity, which wasn't laws being broken, but rather the people attempting to take their own life by jumping off the bridge in exactly the same spot that I just had. Mm-hmm. They're like, we really don't want to make it look cool.
How could somebody take their life?
I know.
From that.
I guess the current sometimes because there's a tide that comes up and down in that river each day, and depending on when you jump, there might be a crazy current pulling you and pulling you under. But
you got to be a pretty bad swimmer.
We must have timed it so perfectly if that's the case, because there was nothing like that.
And twice, mind you, because
How many people have died on the Tower Bridge? Can you look at that?
Oh yeah.
What happened to you the last time you jumped off of it?
It was just over 20 years ago, almost exactly 20 years ago. I jumped off the bridge in almost exactly the same spot.
Did you die? Did you get in trouble?
It was no, but the cops were not waiting for. I guess I got out of the water quicker, or maybe like people just didn't notice as much.
Did you get up in the same spot?
I got right in the same spot.
And was that same gate locked?
I was able to just get right out of there.
Yeah.
And
that was funny. You walked like into a cage immediately. You were already behind bars as soon as you got out of the water.
Tower of London death.
No. That'll be like all kinds of. Do Tower Bridge and then the S word, which there you go. Man, that's sad.
I don't think you can even say like killed or died anymore. It's unalived.
Oh my God.
You've seen those on the show? It's like,
oh my God.
Unalived himself.
That's what I want to talk about. Like all these things that are not okay to say anymore.
Like cockpit.
On an airplane, it's no longer a cockpit.
They don't want to use the word cockpit.
But who?
Dude, remember the other day we laughed so hard because I asked a photographer to bring a slave flash.
Yeah.
And Paul says, you can still say that?
Yeah, I was like, we're not saying master bedroom, but we're still saying slave flash. I wonder how long that's going to last.
Right. And then what's this you were saying that
I don't know how I don't know how true this is or whatever, but I've seen it in a few spots online. But you can no longer say vagina or pussy. You have to say bonus hole.
Yeah, that.
But it's just fun to say, like, oh, you hear what they're upset about now? So it's like if one person gets upset, it becomes like national news because your battery's going to die, I think.
I'm pretty sure that bonus hole is not the new term.
I like it better.
I kind of wish it is, dude.
And then didn't you just say there was another one?
There's a bunch. Can you type in words that are...
canceled, and like politically incorrect, canceled words. Yeah, that's good.
Words you can't say on YouTube. Here we go.
No, I think it's like misogynistic words.
All right. I thought that was going to be a lot more fun to talk about than it was, but bonus hole's a good one.
Never mind. I think we fucked up.
Yeah.
But yeah, I feel like we always get up in arms. It's like, oh, you hear they're upset at Beyonce for like saying whatever, saying like spaz. But I bet only just a few people got upset, but everyone else got upset that anyone was upset. And like, that's the big talking point. Like you hear they're upset.
Yeah, those people were more upset than the people upset.
Yeah, exactly. It's
like...
what,
bubbly, perky.
Let's go to the comments.
moist.
Everyone always has a problem with moist. It's like not even that bad of a word.
Yeah, it's not.
Some people are like, oh,
Why?
I can't
hussy?
hear. People just go like, I can't even hear that word.
Hussy. Although the word hussy has always referred to women. Although the word hussy has always referred to women, it's the change in connotation over time that makes it problematic today. Originally, hussy was a neutral term used to describe a female head of the household. This makes sense, given that it is deformed. All right.
I got an interesting fact there. Do you know where, this may or may not be true, maybe we can look it up, but do you know where fake eyelashes came from?
No.
It's a 1920s term that like hookers used to put fake eyelashes on because they're called cumbrellas.
You've
know
told
that?
me this before.
I don't even
You don't think that's
understand what
true?
you mean. So you're saying that was what they were originally called?
Yeah.
Was a cumbrella.
They were for cum. So get out of your eyes for
Elongated
prostitutes.
eyelashes, yeah.
But
Yeah,
that's
but
like,
just because you can call the eyebrows a cumbrella doesn't mean that.
eyelashes.
But that doesn't mean fake eyelashes were invented to catch. Who invented fake eyelashes and why? Probably because it's stylish to have big eyelashes, so girls wanted big ones.
Just because you can call. That's really funny, man.
We should do like a mock trial, and you have to be a lawyer and like argue a case. It'd be really.
And then
fun.
go to the go back and then go down one. Did prostitutes invent fake eyelashes?
I mean, maybe they did because it's like it's.
Well,
it's
what would they invent them
eye-catching
for?
Not to be a
Eye-catching?
umbrella.
How about
First of all, close your eyes if someone's coming on your face. Like,
Excuse
what
me?
do you need? Like a.
Yeah.
Well, look at that. That's false.
False.
Well,
Okay.
we proved me
What
wrong.
Yeah.
I was
But
curious about that.
Let me see. 18.
Okay, but yeah, in 1882, London prostitute Gerda Peridal invented elongating eyelashes or umbrellas to block semen
I
from.
mean, dude.
So you saw that?
I didn't see that exact one. I saw other people like make videos about it.
Okay. I mean,
Might have to bleep some of that.
I think that this is going to be a problematic upload.
What about the movie that just came out this last weekend? What's it called?
The Sound of Freedom.
Yeah. Has anybody seen that?
No,
No, I think it just came out in theaters recently.
it's a documentary or it's a
On child
It's a
trafficking.
movie. Scott was trying to tell me that this movie outperformed Indiana Jones.
Yeah.
On the first weekend.
But on Indiana Jones's first weekend,
Both.
they
It
both
came out the
opened-
same day.
So just
It
show us
came
like
out-
the box office from the other day or whatever.
But the second weekend it didn't. That's what I heard on the PBD podcast.
So what's it about? I mean, just it's about child
Defeats
trafficking.
It's a true
Indiana
story.
Jones.
It's
Wow.
a true story on child trafficking. This one guy, I guess, played by the Jim Caviezel. Is that how you say his name?
Caviezel.
Caviezel is the real life guy who did this, and you'd go down and try to rescue these kids that are.
Jim Caviezel really did this, and then they made a movie about it, or he plays the guy.
He plays the guy.
Jim
Yeah.
Caviezel played Jesus in The Passion of the Christ.
Yeah.
Is this a Mel Gibson movie?
I think so.
Because I saw him promoted on Dana White's
Yeah.
Instagram.
Is that why Mel Gibson was at the fights? Probably.
He goes to fights anyway, right?
Yeah, I've seen him at the fights.
We should get Mel on here.
Sound of
Mel
Freedom remix.
Gibson, when I look at him, he kind of reminds me of Bam.
Really?
Yeah.
They could be. He could be a cousin
The,
for sure.
the gray goatee.
Mel Margera.
Yeah.
And the,
Yeah, bring up some images.
well, they both have the 3-letter
Look
first
at him
name.
look at him on the
Kinda.
Yeah.
for sure.
100%.
I see it.
100%, especially when you see him talk too.
Yeah,
Yeah,
man,
I see
fuck.
it.
Dude, I finally saw Apocalypto
So good.
So good.
When did you
It's
see it?
epic.
like a couple weeks ago.
Really?
Is that a Mel Gibson?
It's a Mel Gibson
Yeah.
directed movie, and it's like it's not even in English. The whole thing is subtitled. It's like
Yeah.
one of the best movies of all time.
Yeah.
It's so good.
Why is it so good?
It's like about just like
The capturing
These
and
different
enslavement of like
tribes.
Native Americans.
yeah, these different tribes like battling each other for dominance, and it's just so good.
It's just nonstop. That's what happens.
yeah, I highly recommend it.
Wow, and you got to read the whole thing.
You got to read the whole thing, and you don't even mind. And it's kind of
You
brilliant
don't
too
mind,
because
yeah.
they can do it in any country in any language because you just got to change the subtitles.
Yeah, and maybe if they were speaking in English, it wouldn't like ring true.
Well, sure. I think they're speaking like Quechua or something.
What was the other? There was another movie that was really good that you had to read about like a Brazilian
Oh, City of God.
City of God. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, City of God was good. My favorite movie on Netflix of all time is Headhunters, and that's all Norwegian and English subtitles.
Yeah.
I mean, some of the best movies are subtitled. What, Parasite was subtitled?
yeah.
So what's going on with movies, man? Like,
Would you
no,
rather?
that's Herbie Hancock and the Headhunters.
No, Headhunter. Yeah, with that dude on the Jamie Lannister.
are
What do you mean, what's going
superhero
on?
are superhero movies still just crushing it so much?
But they suck.
They're always gonna crush it. I feel like.
I feel like
I don't
those
know.
are. I feel like those are the only movies that should be at a movie theater anymore, right? Like I would rather watch movies in the privacy of my own house.
Yeah, but like
When's the last time you've been to a movie theater?
Dude, I saw.
It's been a long time for me.
recently, I just saw the new Wes Anderson movie at a movie theater, and it was awesome.
Oh, was that good?
Yeah,
Yeah.
Asteroid City. But I feel like ever since that last Avengers movie, it's kind of been a downhill for these. It's like that was the peak of like the superhero excitement.
I mean,
Now-
the
and now we're just
yeah.
kind of coasting and riding it out.
I mean, I just feel like movies in general that are coming out nowadays are just trash.
The last movie I saw in the theaters was Jackass.
Yeah,
I saw John Wick like a month ago. It was the worst thing I've ever seen in my life.
the John Wick movies aren't good.
The first one was pretty good.
I don't think they're good. They're like just kind of
Second one
crappy
was okay.
action movies.
What's your favorite movie of all time? That's I could tell a lot about a man.
I mean, like when you ask me that, the Life Aquatic with Steve Zissou comes to mind. The Wes Anderson movie.
Did you
It's
see
good.
Anything and Everything All at Once?
That was really good. I love that movie.
What's that?
That's like the
It came out recently on Netflix.
metaphysical. I
Everything,
hated
everywhere,
it.
all at once.
Oh, that's the one about Stephen Hawking.
No, it's
It's with that girl from Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon.
The editing is unbelievable.
It's just really
I couldn't get into it.
clever, really creative movie. It's about like multiple realities and shit and
And
dimensions.
Jamie Lee Curtis is in it.
Yeah.
and she plays like a gnarly,
They
like
won a lot of
ugly.
Oscars.
Dude, Jamie Lee Curtis.
Or Johnny
Back in
Knoxville.
the day.
What a nug.
Oh man, what a nut.
That scene in
Trading Places.
Trading Places.
Dude.
Anytime she's in workout equipment,
Yeah.
We just saw a recent picture of Johnny Knoxville next to a recent picture of Jamie Lee Curtis.
That's so
and it was really, really
pretty on point.
similar.
Yeah,
Dude,
that's
she
a
was
pretty
such
good.
a nut,
Yeah.
dude. Even True
I mean,
Lies.
she's still kind of.
Oh, yeah,
True
True
Lies
Lies.
is good. Steve, what's your favorite movie? Is it still Harold and Maude?
I've watched Harold and Maude at this point too many times to like enjoy watching again. But this is kind of random, and I wouldn't say overall the greatest movie, but the movie I walked out of the movie theater and said, "Man, that was a good movie."
I know what it is.
War Dogs with Jonah Hill.
That's a good movie.
And Miles
That was
Teller.
good.
It was great. Okay, another
But
one.
to say that's like one of your favorite movies, that's crazy.
I feel like you're
Okay,
going to say
I mean-
the Imitation Game.
The Imitation, that was my next one I was going to
Yeah.
say. Imitation Game was fantastic.
that's where they crack the
Alan
Nazi
Turing.
code. Yeah, that was
Yeah.
good. That was really good.
That was unbelievable.
It was unbelievably good.
don't know if I saw
And
that
dude,
one.
Keira Knightley, she's in the Imitation Game.
Nug.
Nug?
She's
Nug.
great.
always
yeah,
been
War
good.
Dogs was actually like incredible. You didn't think it was like
no, War Dogs was good, but
War
for
Dogs
some,
is-
if you're asking somebody what's their favorite movie, you're
I
really
mean, I
going to
just
throw that in
remember-
the top 10?
I just remember the whole. I remember the rest of the night after watching War Dogs. I was just.
It's
like,
a great
"Man,
movie."
It's so good.
Yeah.
I remember feeling that after I watched the Facebook movie, The Social Network, thinking, "Man, that was really good."
That was a good movie, yeah.
Do you have a favorite documentary or like a biopic of all time?
Yeah, you're a big true crime
Yeah.
biopic.
What's your number one?
Okay, the best programming. Don't fuck with cats on Netflix.
I couldn't get into it.
Oh my God, you just did. It's the best. You got to.
I've never seen it.
It's so well done.
It's
It's like
unbelievable. I don't know how you could not get into it. Like it's unbelievable.
I feel like that and The Jinx are kind of the gold standard of
Yeah.
like
Jinx
these
is pretty
kind
good.
of movies.
The Jinx.
All
yeah.
right, then let me ask you, Steve, do you have a favorite podcast you listen to? Do you listen to any podcasts? I feel like,
Yeah, I don't really
Steve's like,
listen to
podcasts are for losers.
yeah, well, what's your go-to YouTube channel, JCS?
I love JCS. I love Stay Awake.
Yeah.
What else? Yeah, there's a bunch that creep in there. Beyond Evil is really good.
I don't know that one.
The Red Tree Crime.
Yeah, that's good. I mean, those are all the like JCS inspired
Right.
content.
Right. But they have enough self-respect to not just call themselves JCS inspired.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. And they upload more often. A
Yeah.
JCS drop is like,
Oh my God.
it's like a new Dr. Dre album. It's like,
Yeah.
you only get a few and they're so good.
Yeah, I mean, JCS is literally the Quentin Tarantino of YouTube.
Yeah, he should do like a HBO show or something. Like,
Right.
you guys should produce it.
Right. You know, dude, and from mentioning JCS on the podcast, I got tweeted at by JCS. They're like, "Oh man, thanks for shouting us out."
That's sick.
Why don't you
yeah.
go on his channel and do something? Or
I mean, dude, like that's the thing is that we have nothing to offer each other in each other's content.
Yeah.
have him over for dinner party.
I'd be fascinated, and it's not one person. I don't think. I think it's like a whole team of people.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah,
got-
JCS stands for Jim Can't Swim. Best YouTube channel on YouTube.
Does it stand for Jim Can't Swim? I thought it was like,
It stands for Jim Can't Swim.
oh, there you go. Jim
You've
Can't
done your
Swim.
research.
I mean, dude, I love it. It's my favorite.
All right, Steve, let me ask you your take on this. And I know Paul's take and I know Vinny's take, but when you and Lux get married, is she going to keep her last name? Is she going to change her last name? Is it going to be two last names?
Great question.
I'm curious have you thought that far? Have you guys talked about it? Lux Glover?
It would be a two last name situation, really, but Lux Wright Glover.
Lux, so the women's name goes first.
Her name is just cooler. Like Glover, I've never been stoked on my last name, Glover.
Tandy Glover.
I get it,
Glover's
but
good.
Like I don't. For me, I was never stoked on my last
Have you always
name.
been stoked in your middle name?
Gilchrist. Gilchrist.
What'd you think it was?
Vinny can't even pronounce it.
I thought it was
Yeah,
Gilchrist.
like my sister used to know that she'd call me Gilly, and I would cry, and she'd Gilly, and I would just, you know.
What's your sister's middle name? Is it something English?
Cynthia Claire.
Claire's pretty English.
Can't do much with
Emma?
Claire. But yeah, I always felt weird about my last name too, like
Brisske?
Brisske. It always feels like
I hate typing
Like-
it in when I buy flights. Like SSKEs or 2Ks or 1K.
yeah,
My
people spell it
mom's-
wrong everywhere.
My mom's middle name was Gay. Donna Gay Glover.
That's pretty good.
Well, her birth name was Donna Gay Wathier.
That's kind of sick.
Yeah, it's kind of sick.
How you doing, Vinny?
I'm chilling, dude.
Any news?
Robing.
How are you recovering from us blasting you about your girl getting blasted?
Dude, I'm cool with it.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, I'm cool with it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
You're a confident guy.
Yeah, I'm confident.
I look at you, you're wearing a robe.
Yeah,
Yeah, we're in your hotel room,
And he's been kind of blowing up these days.
popping off.
Like
Dude.
on tour, we've created a new pre-show which heavily features Vinny and his new Skinny Vinny T-shirt, which can be purchased.
at the merch table and at www.skinnyvinny.tv.
Is that driving traffic?
That is,
No, but you can drive traffic to that, just not to like
that's just his website to buy merch.
Oh,
Yeah.
what can't you drive traffic to?
like sexual things.
Oh, I forgot I took them off because I have all the shirts with me. I have all the shirts with me. Yeah.
You took them all off? You brought
Yeah.
everything you had?
Yeah.
Have you fulfilled all the orders of people that bought?
Yeah.
Look at you, dude.
Yep.
You're on top
And I
of
got
it.
that wick shit taken care of.
Good.
Yeah.
There you go, Skinny Vinny.
right.
Dude, Vinny, I'm so proud of you. You're killing it, dude.
Thanks, dude. Dude, the love that I've been getting at the venues has been pretty surreal. It's been,
We believe that you appreciate it.
dude.
Like our take,
Yeah.
our take on you, Vinny, is that you want to be famous so bad.
Give it to me. Yeah.
You're like Isaac sends me he'll send me a photo of you. Just I'm just gonna go check out the merch line. You know, just see what's up, and it's just you like posting up, just trying to get recognized by the merch line.
Wait, what?
Yeah. You'll
just-
do
he
some.
just-
Or like the if people are taking photos with you after
Yeah.
the show.
Yeah, you'll just put yourself in the spot where maybe you
like
can be
it.
seen.
Maybe some eyes
I
are
love
going
it,
to catch
yeah,
you.
Yeah, I
Getting
shy
noticed is
I shy
awesome.
away from it.
Getting noticed is awesome.
In
yeah.
fairness, I used to do the same thing. After I would open, I would always go to the merch table at the end of the show, just be like, "You guys good? Need anything?" And I'm just in case somebody's like, "Oh shit, you were good." I was like, "Oh,
It's
thanks,
validating
thanks."
for sure.
It's super
I just
validating.
like it. Yeah, it tickles. You know, it's a nice
great.
little
And,
tickle.
dude, I love that now at the shows you're so heavily featured in the pre-show.
Yeah.
Getting so much shine. I tell people in the pre-show to go say what's up to you at the merch table.
Yeah.
I love
That's
it, dude.
pretty sick, dude.
I
Thank
want
you.
you to blow up. I want you to just.
Why do you want to be famous? Is there different
I don't
reasons for everybody wanting fame? Is it to get back at somebody for making fun of you? Is
No,
it to
I don't
like,
think it's anything like that. I don't know. I think I've just always been so intrigued and fascinated in fame, and maybe it had something to do with my upbringing. But I don't know. I just
I mean, Steve, you wanted
definitely
to get famous
validating.
for attention. That's the.
I wanted to live forever.
Yeah, Paul. Why do you want to be famous?
I mean, well, okay, it feels good. That's really the thing. But for me, it's like fame is not my highest goal. It's like I want to be like someone who like makes music. So if I'm making music and I'm successful at that, a symptom of that is like fame. So it's like I'm not like I just want to be famous. It's like I want to be known for this shit I'm doing. But I do enjoy being recognized, and like it just feels good. It's just kind of nice. You feel popular. It's like being popular. It feels
Yeah.
good. That's really.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like
honest thing.
Steve, you said that like fame is like one of the most intoxicating drugs.
Sure. I'm already thinking about what the title for this podcast should be, and
Steve-O got questioned for a double murder.
For sure, that's
mean-
what came to my mind.
well, that'd be probably good for a clip. But I mean, the whole dynamic of Adam 22 versus Jonah Hill, who took the L.
that's great.
That's
I like
good.
that. Yeah.
I like that.
Yeah, because that's what we started off talking about.
Yeah.
Like,
It's topical.
You know, like Jonah Hill is in the news for being exactly the opposite of what Adam 22 is in the news for.
Yes.
They're both catching heat. Who caught the L?
It's true.
I like it.
Maybe
Yeah.
they both did. Yeah, it's a spectrum.
Yeah, I submit that Jonah Hill, like, off his back, dude. Jonah Hill, like, was perfect. He was even courteous in those texts.
I think it's kind of a kook, but it's just like the most insecure shit to be like, I don't want you hanging out with
I've never
dudes.
seen you so angry
Don't you
about
know
it.
I was trying to get him on the podcast?
Jonah, when there's a guest, I'm not there. So I don't know. I just think it's weird. It's weird behavior.
It would be
I don't
weird
think
if-
it's like cancelable. I don't think like I'm not mad at him, but I don't.
It
support,
would be
I think it's
weird if your fiance went to lunch with another dude.
would not bother me at
And it's
all.
even more weirder that it doesn't bother you at all.
Maybe that's unusual. I get that, but to me, that if she was like, "Yeah, I met this I got this buddy
fucking
we work
dude.
with. We got lunch."
Like we
No
get
big
lunch 3 times a week.
I don't. What do I care? Like, what is the negative to me if she's getting lunch with somebody?
Okay, so out of 4 of us, 3 think you're wrong.
That's fine.
The 3 think you're out of your goddamn mind.
What is the negative? What is the negative to you if she's getting lunch?
I think it's just inappropriate. Like because like she
Let's
wouldn't
say-
want you doing that to her.
Let's
I don't think
say,
so.
let's say like a group of people goes out to lunch. It's the one-on-one piece, dude.
Because somebody always has feelings. Like I got friend zoned and I like started getting feelings. Somebody will always get feelings in like a friendly relationship where it's guy and a girl, if they're like heterosexual.
Yeah.
I'm just saying it doesn't bother me. I don't know that I'm not saying I'm right or everyone should feel the way I feel, but it would not bother me at all.
If the guy was attracted to your fiance, would you still not let them, but like, would you be okay with them? If he was like, dude, like, she's like, he kind of likes me.
Yeah, I mean, if she's not going to do anything with him, so
But he likes her.
then that's going to suck for him, not for me.
All right.
Okay, you've said your piece.
I've said my piece. That's my piece. Sorry,
All right.
Jonah.
Well, this was a definitely new approach to the Wild Ride podcast.
Do you like it?
I'm nervous about it. Like anybody who's still listening to this, like, give us some love, man.
Because we never like,
It's our first time being like, let's talk current events.
yeah, we've never given our opinion really on shit.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think it's more of our personalities coming to light.
I mean,
I like
I know that people say, hey, man, we want to get to know you guys. We want to be hanging out with you guys. Love having Paul Brisske in the mix.
I'm
I've gotten
stoked to be here.
I've got a lot of comments saying they love these kind of podcasts.
Yeah,
so.
but the last No Guest podcast we did was
Yeah, but like think about
How'd it do?
2 years down the road or a year down the road, the more you do these, you build like these people that aren't just showing up because
Right.
Bam's on the show or Johnny Knoxville's on the show. It's like, I love these guys. I want to talk to them.
Right.
I want to hang out with them every week. So
And there's always
it's
current
worth
events.
putting that time in. It's like
Yeah.
an investment. And people like the people that watch it, the comments are overwhelmingly positive on that last one.
And I like having you on.
Thank you. I love
Because
being
you're
here.
like a level like I'm one end, Steve's one end, Vinny's one end, and I feel like you're like even keel on most things. Like you're a good sounding board to bounce things off of.
oh my God, dude. When we're
He could be the
fucking
best.
Like Paul Brisske, like I've said it a million times, he just has me by the balls. The most like irreplaceable, most unbelievably talented, creative force on my team.
Yeah, because I can be like, Steve, you probably shouldn't do that, and you're like,
That's going on my Instagram.
Give him nuts.
I love you guys, man. I
Dude,
appreciate
I
that.
Yeah.
love the fuck out of you.
Yeah.
yeah, because I feel like I could be like, Steve, do that. Maybe don't do that. And Steve's like, no, I'm absolutely going to do that. It's like, Paul, you know, and you're like, well, I think it works, and we do it, you know.
Yeah.
I don't know. Yeah. Thank you for saying that, and
Dude, I mean
I
it.
love being here. I mean, being on the podcast with you guys is super fun. Fucking love it.
Well, hopefully we can build up the podcasts that have no guest. We can, I would love to do it more. There's plenty of stuff I'd love to talk about, and if current events is going to resonate, like. And by the way,
love
too,
it.
I want to say this is just one final thought. It's not just because I think it'd be great to have Jonah Hill on the podcast. I genuinely don't think he did shit wrong. I read his text and I have no issue with it. He's just got, like it's those texts were written like somebody who's had a bad experience before and just doesn't fuck around with that shit.
But could I have a quick? Why is she screenshotting and like sending it out?
That's the kook piece.
Because it's not like
that's kooky too. Like to publicly try to bring someone down is kookier than Jonah. I do agree with that.
No, I'm genuinely asking: is there a reason why like she did that? Is she like
to spite him maybe, or to like?
It was to assassinate his character, to compromise his livelihood. She was trying to bring him down. She's a bad person.
Jonah Hill just did that documentary on him and his therapist, right? So I feel like everything that like he wrote to her was in consultation. He probably was going through it with that guy. It was like.
I mean, like, it was written like a guy who's been working on himself, who's had issues in the past, and just, it's like he said, setting boundaries. And then she'd post it like, oh, the wrong use of the word boundaries. Fuck off.
I mean, everybody I've seen that's like talked about it is kind of like exactly what we're thinking. It's like, well, what did he do wrong? And I think that's the consensus.
For the record, I do agree she's kookier for like making this whole thing of it than he is.
Yeah.
I'm a fence sitter. I'm like, I sit on the fence.
She's the worst. All right, everybody. We love you, and thank you for sticking around. All right. You kidding me, man? Was that gossipy enough? We were like a bunch of old hags just talking about everybody in town, and we had fun. And I really, really hope that you guys enjoyed it, too. Because, man, it felt fresh, felt new. Paul, did you put... like a bunch of assets on the YouTube screen? Mm-hmm. Cool, man. Yeah, I mean, we kind of took a page out of Rogan's book with that one, and it felt good. So if you liked it, let us know, man. That would mean a lot. And as always, I love you. And, dude, wish me luck. It's not tomorrow night, but as you listen to this, it is. Ooh, man, I'm ready. Awesome, guys. I love you.